Book of Heaven, Volume 17, October 6, 1924. How the Divine Will is primary heartbeat of the soul and of all created things. I was fusing all of myself in the holy divine volition, and my sweet Jesus, moving in my interior, told me,
"My daughter, how beautiful it is to see a soul fuse herself in my will. As she fuses herself in it, the created heartbeat takes its place, and life in the uncreated heartbeat, and forms a single one, and it runs and beats together with the uncreated heartbeat. This is the greatest happiness for the human heart, to palpitate in the eternal heartbeat of its creator. My will puts it in flight, and the human heartbeat flings itself into the center of its creator."
Then I said to him, "Tell me, my love, how many times does your volition go around within all creatures?" And Jesus,
"My daughter, in each heartbeat of creature, my will forms its complete round in all creation. And just as the heartbeat in the creature is continuous, and if the heartbeat ceases, life ceases, in the same way my will, more than heartbeat, in order to give divine life to creatures, goes around and forms the heartbeat of my will in each heart. See then how my will is present in each creature, as primary heartbeat, because hers is secondary. Even more, if she feels her heartbeat, it is by virtue of the heartbeat of my will. Even more, this will of mine forms in her two heartbeats, one for the human heart as life of the body, and one for the soul as heartbeat and life of the soul. But do you want to know what this heartbeat of my will does in the creature? If she thinks, my will runs and circulates like blood in the veins of the soul, and gives her the divine thought, that she may put aside the human thought and give place to the thought of my will. If she speaks, the word of my will wants its place. If she operates, if she walks, if she loves, my will wants the place of her work, of her step, of her love. The love and the jealousy of my will in the creature is so great that, while it palpitates, if the creature wants to think, it makes itself thought. If she wants to look, it makes itself eye. If she wants to speak, it makes itself word. If she wants to operate, it makes itself work. If she wants to walk, it makes itself foot. If she wants to love, it makes itself fire. In sum, it runs and goes around within each act of the creature in order to take its primary place, which is due to it. But to our greatest sorrow, the creature denies it this place of honor, and gives the place to her own human will, and my will is forced to remain in the creature as if it had no thought, no eye, no word, no hands, no feet, without being able to carry out the life of my will in the center of the soul of the creature. What sorrow, what highest ingratitude! But do you want to know who gives me free field and lets my will operate as heartbeat of life within her soul? One who lives in my will. Oh, how well does my will carry out its life and constitutes itself thought of her thought, eye of her eye, word of her mouth, heartbeat of her heart, and so with all the rest. Oh, how quickly we understand each other, and my will obtains the intent of forming its life in the soul of the creature. And it is not only in the creature with reason that my will holds its primary place and is like heartbeat which, giving the circulation to the life of the soul, runs to give life to all the acts of the creature. But in all created things my will holds its primary place and circulates as heartbeat of life, from the tiniest created thing up to the greatest one, and none of them can move from the power and immensity of my will. My will makes itself life of the azure sky and maintains its celestial color ever new and vivid, nor can it fade or change or turn pale, because my will wanted it to be so, and once it is established, my will does not change. My will is life of the light and heat of the sun, and with its heartbeat of life, it preserves its light and heat ever equal and alive, keeping it immobile in my will, without being able to move or to increase or decrease in the good it must do to all the earth. My will is life of the sea and forms the murmuring of its waters, the darting of the fish, the roaring waves. Oh, how my will makes display of the power it contains, and carries out its life with such great majesty and absolute dominion in created things, that neither can the sea do without murmuring, nor can the fish do without darting. Even more, I could say that it is my will to murmurs in the sea. It is my will that darts in the fish. It is my will that forms the waves, and with its roaring makes itself heard, that its life is there which can do everything as it best pleases. My will is heartbeat of life in the bird that warbles, in the cheeping of the chick, in the lamb that bleats, in the turtle dove that moans, in the plants that vegetate, in the air that everyone breathes. In sum, in everything my will has its life, and forms with its power the act it wants. So it maintains harmony in all created things and forms in them the different effects, colors, offices which each of them contains. But do you know why? To make myself known to the creature, to go to her, to court her, to love her, with as many different acts of my will for as many things as I created. My love was not content with placing my will as heartbeat of life in the depth of her soul, but it wanted to place my will in all created things, so that, also from the outside, my will might never leave her, and she might be preserved and grow in the sanctity of my very will, and all created things might be incitement, example, voice, and continuous call for her, to make her always run in the fulfillment of my will, the only purpose for which she was created. But the creature makes herself deaf to the so many voices of creation, blind to the sight of so many examples, and if she opens her eyes, she fixes them on her own will. What sorrow! Therefore I recommend to you, never want to go out of my will, if you do not want to multiply my sorrow and lose the purpose for which you were created.
Thank you for being a part of our community here at Divine Will app. If you enjoy listening to Jesus' lessons on how to live in the divine will, please give this video a thumbs up. Your likes help us reach more souls yearning to live in the kingdom of the divine will. We'd love to hear your thoughts and reflections, so drop a comment below. Your insights not only enrich our community, but also inspire others on their spiritual journey. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. By joining us, you're helping to spread the news of the kingdom of the divine will, so that together we can bring His kingdom to reign on earth as it is in heaven. In the divine will, always.